Alright guys, I'm gonna do another video talking about like my future plans for the channel that I have. Now I don't know when I'm gonna be able to like implement all these plans, but they're gonna eventually happen at some point. Because I need to make changes on here with the way I do things. Um, one of the things being um how often I upload and stuff like that. That's the one thing I need to change is how often I upload. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this video to kind of explain to people why I don't upload as often as I should, or try to do daily uploads. Like a lot of, I don't want to say everybody on YouTube expects, because not everybody I'm subscribed to does daily videos, but a lot of people do, and that's kind of how you have to build an audience, is to like do it every day, at least do something every day, and upload something every day. And I need to be better at that because my my problem is like I don't like the way my setup is, and that's part of the reason why I don't upload a lot. Is because I don't like having to use this faux green screen thing, and I don't want to have to put up with you guys having to deal with this stuff all the time, like in the background. I don't want to have to keep using my faux chroma cam green screen thing that I always use. Like it works, but it's distracting because everything blips in and out all the time. It's not like a true green screen. Um, so I was talking with my wife yesterday because we were talking about stuff because we're kind of going through a little bit of a rough patch. Not like relationship wise, just like financial stuff. It's it's complicated. I don't want to get into it on the video because it's like personal, but we were talking about it, and I was talking about my channel and how we both wanted to be like successful. And one of the things I brought up is like, well, the main thing we need to change is how often I upload stuff and how my setup is. It's just like, yeah, I know we need to like get you upstairs or something like that. And I was thinking about something my parents had said, specifically my mom. My mom had said this like a while ago, back when they first bought their house. They were like, well, my mom was like, "What about moving like all your stuff up into the living room, like my gaming stuff?" And I'm like, "I don't know, mom. I don't really like the idea of having my stuff like displayed in the living room." But the more I thought about it, because she was saying like to make it like to where we would sleep there as well. But that I don't want to do. That I wouldn't want to sleep in the living room. Like I wouldn't want to be up there all day every day. Um, I'd want to come down here to like sleep or eventually go upstairs and sleep or whatever. But I was the more I thought about it, the more I was like, wait a minute. Back in the mid '90s, we had my old computer up in the living room anyway, so it wouldn't even be that big of a stretch to have the computer out there. And I was thinking about it. The more I thought about it, the more it sounded like a good idea to me. I was like, "Holy crap!" But the problem would be is for one, this computer desk, it's already falling apart. Like, I'm surprised it's still um like mostly together. Like this front part is like falling off right here. You guys can't see it, but it's like literally not even real wood, but it's like some kind of like faux wood texture stuff. It's weird. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's not real wood. But I would have to get another computer desk, and that's one of the things. Like I don't know what would be the best kind of computer desk to get for like what I would need, because I would want to have like a dual monitor setup. Um, I would need to have my Switch somewhere. maybe a couple other consoles where I could reach them and get to them and have them plugged into a TV, or the TV and split to the computer so I could stream stuff like that, and webcam, of course, stuff like that. Put all that, basically all the computer stuff I have now. I would have to have roof. I would obviously bring up this surge protector I have down here, right here. But other than that, like, what what kind of computer desk would I get? That's the biggest thing. Um, what all would I bring? What all would I want up in the living room? Like, because this would be a temporary thing, unless I would really enjoy how it was like set up. Um, because I was thinking about it, I was like, it would be good for a temporary setup because like then I would be more productive. I feel like because I wouldn't have so many distractions like keeping me from like working on stuff, like was not watching TV or listening to whatever somebody's doing or whatever. Like I would be able to focus more on stuff is my thing. Um, but the other problem is when my dad is working, he's been off for the past couple of days, so like now it wouldn't be an issue. But like on days he works, which is literally Monday through Friday and Saturday till like 10 or 11 a.m. But um, he gets up at like 4 a.m. or like 3 a.m. now most of the time. Um, and I don't want to be up there like making noises, being loud, kind of, and risk waking him up because he comes back here to sleep because all his work clothes are here. I don't want to wake him up, and when I'm doing stuff up there, like if I'm going like, oh my god, I'm like almost dying or whatever. If I'm just like streaming something, or if I'm recording something and I'm getting like kind of heated about something I'm talking about, I don't want to wake him up with like my loud talking or something. But maybe he would be okay with like moving his stuff over to their house because it's more convenient now just to I have him like come back over and sleep here for the night and then go over after work. And 'cause that's what he does. He'll come home and then my wife will go drop him off at the other house, and then he'll stay there till like 7, 8 o'clock till he goes to bed, and he'll sleep here, and then rinse and repeat. He'll basically go back over, but eventually he's gonna move his stuff out. But we're not rushing the issue because it's not like it's a big deal. Like my mom's over there pretty much 24/7 now. Pretty much. I mean, I haven't seen my the last time I saw my mom was probably the last time we had talked about the miscarriage and stuff like that, which was fun to like discuss. But we had to sit down and talk about it. That's the last time we talked to her. I talked to my mom like through text and stuff, but like in person, I don't really see her too much. Um, because she's over there doing stuff, getting stuff still set up in the house and moving stuff over here, from over here to over there, stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons why I don't upload constantly is because I don't like my setup. Like it's not very professional looking, and honestly, I don't like the way I do videos anyway. Like I'm not good at making videos. I'm not. Like even videos like this where I'm not filming with my cell phone or anything. I'm not talking about the handle game stuff. I'm talking about in general, where I'm just like all over the place. I don't want to script my videos, but I need to be more like centered when I do videos like this or other kind of videos where I just want to talk about stuff. Like kind of like the digital gaming thing where I was kind of centered with that because I knew what I wanted to talk about. I think I need to do a dry run first and then record the real video after, and then it'll be good then. But I still don't like the way I do things. Like I don't like the way I sound. I don't like the way I look. I don't really like the way I dress. I dress way too casual. I don't really want to change my wardrobe really, but like the the kind of stuff I wear doesn't really garner professionalism, I guess. But I know people don't care because people don't really comment about it. But it bothers me because if I want to be if I want to be more professional in what I'm doing, I want to actually kind of look professional, and I don't mean like shaving and stuff. Like I don't mind having my beard. Like people like when I have my beard. Hell, my wife does. I don't really like not having a beard. I hate when it's this scraggly. I need to like groom it better so it's not so scraggly and um like I don't know the politically correct word to use. I don't want to say what I was gonna say because I don't want to get people angry, but I don't want to look like riffraff or like one of those people you see that haven't shaved in like 2 weeks that or like from like living out of their car or something. I don't want to look like that on my videos. Like I want to look semi professional. Like I don't mind this look, but like I think being dressing in nicer shirts and stuff from um from like here down would probably be better. Or like buying one of my own t-shirts and like making my own t-shirt with my logo and my name on it or something and having like a background set up to where the green screen would have like my logo in the background or like something like that. And I need to get better with making thumbnails too. There's a lot of stuff I want to change, and that's why I'm doing this video because I want to get your guys' input on things you think I could do better and be better at, and also what kind of videos you guys like to see that I do, or videos you would want me to do. And someone mentioned that they liked when I did reviews. I haven't done reviews in forever because I hate the way I review stuff because I don't script anything. I never script anything, and that's the other problem is I don't write. The only thing I ever wrote down was the Tiger Handheld list. Um, that's the only thing I've like really ever scripted, but I didn't script what I was gonna say, but I scripted the list basically. To do proper like reviews, I would have to like get gameplay and then like do like different shots of me talking and different shots of me talking over gameplay, and it would just be a lot of editing work and stuff like that. Like a lot of people do that stuff, but for me it takes me a lot longer to do stuff like that because my hand, like this is my dominant hand right here, and my hand isn't really that steady when it comes to like using the mouse and stuff. So when I'm like editing stuff, it's really hard for me to like do precise like cuts and edits and stuff. So like that kind of stuff's hard for me to do, like really good professional type work. And that's what bothers me. That's why I've almost quit doing this like multiple times. So there's been days, guys, I'm not even kidding, where I've thought about just making a video saying like, you know what, guys, it's been real. I just I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I just can't. I can't bring my quality up to the standard I want to be at because of the limits I have. Um, and I'm not saying that that it's ever going to be to the point where I'm going to be making money at it, but like that's my end goal, of course, is to like have this be a job. Like I'm sure everybody that already has a job that does this on the side, their main focus is their job. My main focus is my wife and this. My wife, I always is going to come first. 'Cause like I said, we've been going through some stuff, and she's been kind of getting burnt out with work and stuff like that. And 'cause she would work 12-hour shifts, um, and she got burnt out, so she kind of quit her job. And it, like I was like, we argued about it, and I was like, dude, you can't just up and quit because you're the one that's the breadwinner of the relationship. And we talked about it for like a few days, and luckily where she works, they they liked her and how hard she worked. She went back there today, and she starts full time again on Wednesday. So hopefully she can get all her ducks in a row and tries not to get burnt out. She needs to take more time off, I think, than she does. She doesn't take enough time off. That's the problem. So she doesn't get burnt out. But also, I don't like the fact that she works 12-hour shifts. Um, for that reason, because she gets burnt out and it's a lot of pressure on her. And I feel like I'm not doing enough to like contribute financially besides like how I already do, like with the checks I get from government and stuff. You guys know how it works with disability and stuff. I don't need to go into that. You guys know how it works. I feel like that's not enough. I feel like I need to do more. Like even if I had a real like 9 to 5 job, like it would have to be on the same level as what she's doing, like in making like monetarily wise. Um, but I don't know what I could do besides this. This is what I'm passionate about. This is what I would love to do. And people say not to give up on your passions. Well, I'm trying not to, but it's every year that I do this, it gets harder and harder to do it over and over, especially when I'm not consistent and I don't see any growth or whatever in my channel other than recently I've seen a lot of growth because of Wavy Web Surf and people coming over from that, and it's probably pushing my channel back up in the algorithm a little bit. That's why it's kind of reinvigorating me to want to do more stuff and try to get a better setup to where it'll motivate me to want to be more productive. Because guys, honestly, that's why I'm not productive is because I don't like my setup. If I had a better setup that I could actually like do more stuff than just switch, like stream Switch stuff, because to stream other stuff other than Switch, I would have to unplug my Switch and move it because there's no room on this computer desk. Like literally, the computer desk is so cramped. I'll get a little B-roll shot of what my computer desk looks like and excuse it because that's how it has to be for me to be able to like effectively use it the way I use it. But that's why I don't stream and record stuff that much because that I don't want to just do Switch stuff. I want to do like I want to play like my Super NT, my Mega SG, my Sega CD, my Nintendo, my Saturn, my PS2, my Japanese PS2, whatever, my PC, even like PC games would be difficult because I don't have a dual monitor set up to properly do it the way you're supposed to do it. Because the way I normally stream is how can I explain this? I have my capture card plugged in direct, like the HDMI out. I have plugged in directly to my Switch, and this I have my capture card plugged in via USB mode. What I would want to do is have USB mode plugged in and to have HDMI in plugged into a TV so I could play off the TV and not have to play off of OBS's like preview window, which is how I usually do it. Um, that's not how I want to do it. I want to do it the way you're supposed to do it. and I want to get a better capture card, like an HD60S or something, like an Elgato, or maybe even an onboard one or something. Um, Although I'm not sure how those work, but I think onboard ones are mainly for like PC capturing. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong on that. I'm pretty sure onboard capture cards are mainly used for like PC capturing and stuff, because that would be something I would do too if you guys would want to see like fighter gameplay and Mortal Kombat 11 and like Tekken 7 fighting games, some stuff I play on Steam, or me playing other games you guys recommend and that I could get with like Patreon money or whatever. Like I would do like a Patreon poll, like, hey, would you guys want me to get like I'm gonna use this as an example, Elden Ring, because people have mentioned that like you should try Elden Ring. Would you guys want that? Probably yes, but right now I wouldn't be able to stream it properly because I don't I don't have the proper setup. Plus, I don't know if the graphics card I have would be able to like play it on good enough settings. So I'd probably have to upgrade my graphics card before I would play something like Elden Ring, and maybe to look into getting like some better cooling in there as well. Too, I don't know how taxing Elden Ring is on PC. Like if you guys want me to play like ultra or max settings or whatever, or if you guys are fine with like medium, whatever, that's fine. But I'm just saying I want to have a proper setup to where I can actually do this stuff. And I think my living room upstairs is like the best way to do it. Hold on. Okay, sorry guys. I had to tell my brother to help my dog get on his bed. But anyway, what I was saying was that's why I want to get it up there in my living room, because that'll be an easier, quick setup than worrying about like, because to set up the upstairs would be a pain in the butt. Like, I'm I'm not trying to be over dramatic, but literally we would have to invest in like a one of them chair lifts or stair lifts that they have for like older people or disabled people, so they can get up to the second floor of the house. And you guys are probably thinking, well, how'd you originally do it? Originally, when I was younger, my dad would just pick me up and put me up in my manual wheelchair that I used to have. And we used to just put me in there. And he would wheel me in whatever room I wanted to be in. But now my parents aren't living here, and my parents are getting older, and I don't want my parents to like have to carry me upstairs, or my wife. She can't do that. She got a bad knee and she broke her foot like a few years ago. So I don't want to risk hurting her or something. So we'd have to like semi modify the house. It wouldn't be like a big renovation thing, but it would be like it would be a headache to do it. But we're eventually gonna have to do it for when we actually do try to have another kid and successfully have a kid. We're gonna have to figure out something. 'Cause my wife and I talked about that too. We talked about like having the baby in the living room for now until like we would get stuff set up. But I'm like, I don't want my kid to be like relegated to the living room, especially when they get older. Like I want them to have like a proper nursery and all that stuff for when we actually have a kid. And she was like, "You got a point." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, because like that's how it should be." But the problem with that would be like we could still set it up, but if the baby's like crying or something, and I can't get upstairs, like what can I do? How would I be able to wake my wife up or go help the baby or whatever? Like I couldn't if I don't have a chairlift or stairlift or something to get me upstairs. Like it wouldn't be feasible. And I don't want my wife to always be the one to like do stuff like that when we have a kid. Like, I want to do as much as I can. I don't want to be like, oh, it should be like one of the, you know how it usually goes, like, oh, it's your turn. The baby, the baby's crying. Get up and it's your turn. Like she'd be working. Um, and I don't want to have to like call my mom and have her stay over overnight, like on days my wife does work. Um, to have her like monitor the baby and stuff like that's. I don't want to do it that way. I want to be able to like go in there and be able to like pick the baby up and do what needs to be done, put him back to bed, go back down and work on whatever I was working on. And my wife and I talked about it, and she was like, "That's what I really want to happen. Is I want you to be the successful one." And she has like aspirations too. Like she wants to own her own businesses and stuff. Like she has her own aspirations. But that's I asked her. I was like, "No." I was like, "Steph, what do you really want to do? What do you, how do you want our life to go?" And I said, "Be honest." And she said, "Well, I I want you to be successful." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "We can work towards that, but until then, you have to work." Like that. I don't want to put that on her shoulders, but that's the truth. Like she would have to work until we know this is a stable thing. Like I've heard horror stories of people getting screwed out of like because of like getting either yellow dollar signed or like copyright strike like hundreds of videos to where like they'll lose thousands of dollars. And that would mean like our entire lives would be shattered at that point. Like that's why I told her I was like, Steph, I wouldn't have you quit your job. Like I'd have you like cut back your hours, maybe, but I wouldn't have you outright quit unless I was making like like 60, 70, 80 grand a year or something. Like if I was making like insane amounts of money a year, then and I knew we were like stable, then I would be like, yeah, go ahead and quit your job. We don't really need it. But see, this is the part of the video where it's gonna get kind of negative, and people are gonna be like, "Don't be negative, be positive." But I don't see that happening. Not anytime soon, anyway. I see it. I know it can happen, and if it's gonna happen to someone else that's been doing it for like as long as I have for like 12, almost 13 years. It'll be 13 years in July of like July 18th or something, 17th, something like that. Be like 13 years I've been doing this. If it's gonna happen to anybody, if anybody's gonna show what perseverance is on YouTube, it's gonna be me. It's gonna be this guy right here because I've been doing it a lot longer than like a lot of people that are a lot better off, like subscriber base wise, than I am. And they've already found like their niche. They're already doing it as their job. They didn't give up, but it only took them, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, whatever years, whatever, shorter than this. I'm not going to name the channels I'm thinking of because I'm not going to like, I don't want to sound like I'm throwing them under the bus because they do great work. The channels I'm like offhandedly mentioning, but what I'm trying to say is I don't want to throw negative shade. Like I'm not jealous of these guys at all. They put the time in, they put the work in, they did their work, and they're reaping the benefits. That that's fine. That's how it's supposed. That's how the world works. You work hard, you get rewarded. And these people that I'm thinking of work hard and they're very down to earth. Because I've met some of the people I'm thinking of at too many games before, and they're very down to earth people. Which that's how people see me. There's people that I get I get comments like that all the time, and you guys don't know what that means to me. To get comments like you're so down to earth. You're such a kind person. Stuff like that. You seem like a cool dude. Stuff like that. That's like those comments are what keep me doing this. If I didn't get comments every day about something supportive or somebody saying, "Oh my god, this game brought me back to when I was like 8 years old or whatever," I wouldn't do this anymore. I would have quit back when I back when the GoFundMe stuff was going on, because I didn't say this to anybody, but before we even thought about doing that first live stream that that went viral, I I legitimately was sitting. I remember. I'll tell you this quick story, and then I'll end the video on a positive note. That day, it was like I think it was like a Tuesday. Taco Bell was doing a like free Taco Tuesday thing, and my wife and I went up there to get free tacos. And she let me have her free taco because she she's not a huge taco fan. She'll eat them, but she wasn't in the mood. But I was like, well, they're free tacos. I'm not gonna turn down tacos. I freaking love tacos. They're like one of my favorite foods ever. Like next to like chicken and roast beef. But anyway, we were sitting there talking. I'm like, baby, you know what? I want to stop YouTube. I just want to I want to quit. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I want to stop. And she's like, why? I'm like, I don't know. It's not going anywhere. I'm not monetized anymore. Or actually, I was monetized at the time. I was like, I'm monetized, but I probably shouldn't be because I don't make good content. I'm not making a lot of money. I barely make $100 in like 6 months, and that's not a lie. I barely made like $100. What used to be like the minimum you could deposit, and I would barely do that in a year. I think. Um, I don't know how it works now. It might be the same. I have no idea because I'm not monetized because I don't get enough watch time hours. But before then, that didn't matter because watch time wasn't a thing. But I was like, it's just not going anywhere. It's like, well, if that's what you really want to do, then what are you going to do with your free time? I'm like, I mean, I'll upload every now and then, but I'm not going to like do it as much as I was. I'll do it like when I first started, like when I would get something really, really cool. And this is way before I had Patreon. Because of you guys, I was able to like do stuff at least on a monthly basis, at least, and get new stuff for the channel to do. But this is before that, so I was like, I don't know, just I'll do video when I have really cool handle game or something. She's like, well, why don't we do one more like? She's like, well, have you ever done a live video? I'm like, no. She's like, well, we should do a live video talking about your GoFundMe and seeing if we can get people to like share it and get the van fixed and like donate. So it was her idea to do it because I didn't want to do it at first because the live stream we did we used an old tablet. The weird thing was after we did that live stream, I couldn't go live again on that tablet. It wouldn't work. So it only worked that one time. After that, I got a new phone and used my phone at the time to do all the recent all the update videos and stuff like that that you guys probably saw and that Wavy Web Surf talked about. Um, but I remember I didn't want to do that video, and I was like, and when people were coming in and saying, "Oh my god, we got to help this dude," and it started blowing up, that's when I realized that I could have a chance at YouTube being my job because when at the height of the GoFundMe like hype train, the most I made in a month, it's not a ton, but like for me it was huge. It was mind blowing. I made like it was close to $400 that month. And that's around what I get a month from like disability and stuff. Like around. it's a little bit more than that, but it was close. So I was like, holy crap! If I can make like three, $400 more than that, I could potentially like call down to like Social Security or whatever, call down to the office and be like, hey, stop sending the checks. I got a job. Here's how much I'm making. Blah blah blah. That's why I don't qualify. And I'd feel great about it. I felt it reinvigorated me. But then when YouTube changed all their rules and stuff and how the algorithm works, it tanked my channel really bad. And I lost hope. I literally lost hope. And ever since then, I, I've never even talked about this. But ever since then, I've just wanted to give up on this. But you guys, the, the comments I get every day on a daily basis, and the support of my family and my wife and other people around the world are the reason I do this. I I I don't want to give up on this, but I I feel like I'm getting to the point where if if I don't fix the things I talked about soon, I'm gonna lose my last shot to be an actual content creator on YouTube and not, I don't like telling people I have a YouTube channel because I'm kind of ashamed of it because I don't make money doing it. Like I don't and Patreon doesn't count. That does not count. Patreon is a whole different thing. You guys on Patreon that support me, you aren't paying me. That's not you guys paying me. You guys are paying for me to get stuff for my channel. You guys are paying for content. That's why I buy the stuff I buy. I've rarely bought personal stuff for myself with Patreon money. Um, I have a couple times in the past, but that's only because I told you guys and you guys were like, go for it, whatever. It's cool. Like one thing that I can think of off the top of my head was a Mega Man X2 manual because I had the boxing game for Super Nintendo. I needed the manual to complete it. I found one for like I don't know $40 or $50, and you guys were like, go for it. So I bought it and I have a complete copy now, and now that game's worth like I don't know, like $300 complete now. So if I ever go to sell it, thanks to you guys, I can make a decent profit on it than what I paid for it originally, which I think was around like 80 or $100 or something like that, or 110 or something. I got it from a friend of mine. I don't remember, but it was before the price went up a little bit. And but that's beside the point. But I'm just saying, like I've I've done that in the past, not recently, but I might have to soon because I kind of owe my friends some money on Laserdisc, so I might be messaging you guys like, "Hey, can I pay my friend?" Because I've owed him money for like almost a month, but he doesn't care. But I want to pay him, and I don't want to have my dad pay him. I want to pay my friend and not have to worry about my mommy and daddy bailing me out. Like that's embarrassing. My mom and dad already bought my PS5 for me. Like they don't need to buy me any more shit. Okay, like no, because my dad told me last week to be like just pay him back with my card. I'm like no, I want if I have to, I'll sell stuff to pay him. But the stuff I have that's like valuable, I don't want to sell because it's stuff I still enjoy playing. Like the stuff I've already traded to get Laserdisc, I'm not gonna miss. But I'm going off on a weird tangent here, but whatever. To get back on track here, Patreon isn't you guys paying me. That's you guys paying for content for me to get like cool games from the channel for you guys to see gameplay of and to add to my collection, which is cool. I really appreciate that, guys, because there's a lot of stuff I wouldn't have without you guys' support. But at the same time, I hate having Patreon because I don't offer you guys anything other than like my gratitude and like that's pretty much it. And my love for like my passion for handle games and gaming in general. Like that's all you guys give me is my passion and my enjoyment of it. And for a lot of you, I guess that's enough, and that's why you still continue to support me. Which, if that's why I, I don't understand why that's enough for some people, but I appreciate it. And if there's any ever way I can ever in the future give back to any of you guys, trust me, I will. I'll find some way somehow to get back to my Patreon supporters somehow, some way in the future. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna figure out something because the amount you guys have supported me over the years is insane, and I want to thank you guys somehow properly. It's bad enough. We probably won't be going to too many games this year. We were planning on it, but since my wife basically quit her job, like I don't even know when it was. It was like she didn't exactly tell me when she did, but she knew it would start a whole thing. But it was like a month ago, I think, around. And since we haven't had steady income coming in, we haven't been saving up for it. We had we had reserved the hotel. We haven't paid for it yet. We were gonna pay for it when we got to the hotel. So we might have to just axe the trip this year. What sucks because I enjoy going there, and there was a tournament I was gonna enter. I was gonna enter a fighters tournament there, but if I can't afford to go, I can't go. Like whatever. I don't even remember how much she said the hotel would be. The tickets aren't the issue. The tickets aren't that expensive. Like I could buy the tickets right now, probably. Um, because I've been selling some stuff on eBay anyway, and through like Facebook groups. So I could probably buy like the tickets right now if I wanted to. But paying for the hotel, I don't think we're gonna be able to. Which sucks because I really wanted to enter the tournament for fighters. Because I've been practicing fighters a lot to get better at it. Um, but it is what it is. Like I don't want to like act like I'm super disappointed about it. I am, but like I'll get over it. But I was looking forward to like going there, just me and my wife being together alone, just getting away from everything for like a few days. But it is what it is. If it's part of life. You can't always afford to take vacays when you want to, and it's one of them things. Like we planned on it, but I don't think my wife planned on getting just burnt out, and it happens. And like her quitting her job was a bad idea, but like I get why she did. Trust me, I've been there. This is my job. I've been almost to the burnout point. I know how this is. And this is strictly talking to her at this point because I know she may watch this video. So if you do watch this, listen to me. I know how this is. I know how burnout feels. Trust me. I do the same thing every day. Stress about it. I stress about my channel. I stress about that that I don't think I'm good enough, that I don't think my channel is good enough, that I'll never be good enough, that I'm never gonna be anything on YouTube, never gonna amount to anything ever. Trust me, that that kind of mentality will burn you out. But you, on the other hand, you were good at what you were doing. You were just getting burnt out because of your hours. You need to take more breaks. That's what it is. Don't work so hard. Worry about the bills you have to worry about, like car payment, stuff like that. Don't worry about stuff I want to buy. Don't worry about me. I don't have to buy laser discs. I don't have to buy all this stupid stuff I like to have. I can wait on stuff when you need when you need to be saving money for stuff. Save it. Don't spend it. Like, don't spend it. Don't think me saying, "Oh man, I wish I could get this." That means I wish I could get this, but I know I shouldn't right now, and that's what I mean when I say that. I don't mean, "Oh, I don't want to ask you if we can afford to get it." It's like I want to get it, but I don't want to get it. That's my thing, and that was specifically for my wife. So hopefully, she actually sits through and watches this video. Um, and hopefully this will motivate someone else to be like, try not to get burnt out on your job, because jobs are kind of still hard to come by for a lot of people. So if you have a good job and you're getting kind of burnt out on it and you're making like decent money, try to just take some vacation time for like a week. Don't get burnt out. Burnout is terrible. Trust me, guys. I've been there. It's not good to get burnt out on something you love doing. And I know my wife loved what she was doing. She just didn't love where she was at and what kind of place she was working at. I get it. That your work environment will burn you out if you're not working around positive people and stuff. But the way our situation is, we can't afford to like have her not work, because I just explained it before. I'm not reiterating it, but like it's hard. It's hard, guys, to like just sit here and like contemplate like, will making these changes do anything for my channel's future? I don't know. What do you guys think? Because my wife is like, you never know. I'm like, you're right, but we shouldn't put all our eggs in one basket and be like, yes, this will work, because we don't know. People enjoy my content, but like, I don't know if hundreds of thousands or possibly even like tens of thousands of people would enjoy my content. That's the thing. Like, I've got to build an audience before we can feel comfortable with moving forward with us us together being a force on this channel. Because she even said she wants to take a more active role in the channel, but it's hard with how much she works. And I'm like, dude, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Let me worry about my channel. You worry about your job and your work. That's, you got your stuff. I got my stuff. We'll worry about that when we can know for a fact that we can go like, okay, boom, it's working out. Okay, cool. Let's work on it together. Maybe, maybe at some point she could take over editing when I show her how to edit certain stuff, and she'd be better at it. Maybe she could try to do her own videos series on this channel or on her own channel. I don't know. Maybe we could do stuff together, just talking about stuff. I don't know. Who knows? Sky's the limit. I guess. Like, there's a lot of ideas I have, but the main takeaway point of this long, almost hour video, I want people to get from this is that I personally want to make changes before I start like going super hard on doing daily content because I want to try to make it the best I can make my content. And I can't do that without having a better setup. And my parents know that, and I think everybody else knows that too. But I need to actually be proactive about it and actually do something instead of just like waiting for something to happen. I need to be more proactive in how I go about it. So, if you guys have any suggestions um, on what kind of desk 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 to get, um, what what kind of um, green screen to get, what kind of other monitor should I get, like what's the best way to do a dual monitor setup? Because I don't even know how that works. Um, what other equipment do you guys think I could possibly use out there in the living room? And if I need to, I'll do like a living room tour at some point. Um, like what other things would you guys think I would need? Um, just trying to think of other stuff to do. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I legit don't remember what my train of thought was because I did pause the video to go to the bathroom. Um, but um, but I think we just like reiterating some stuff. Like, what do you guys think? Like, what kind of stuff I should get for my temporary upstairs setup? Or do you think that would be a good permanent setup area, depending on how big it is? Would that be something you guys would need to see? Um, because it's a fairly big um living room, and even like we could get rid of the dining room table since I usually eat down here anyway. And I could even just use a small table that we have um to eat on too. Like we really don't need a kitchen table right now anyway. Like eventually, like so um. God, I wish I wouldn't lost my train of thought. Um, but yeah, if there's anything else you guys can think of that you might think I would need to use or could use in my new temporary setup whenever it happens, it's probably going to be within the next like month because my dad usually takes vacation in June, sometimes into like some of July too. So I'm obviously gonna have to talk to him like about doing it because it's something my mom had mentioned. So I'm sure they've probably talked about it already. I would imagine like how they want to help rearrange the house, like this house, not their house. For us, mainly for me to like make stuff easier for like my wife and I to like get everything acquainted and stuff like that. Um, because like I said, I literally just thought about that yesterday. Like when I was eating dinner, I was like, wait a minute, because I was looking around the living room like, oh, this could work as like a temporary setup, and since my dad's off work for the next 2 days, And he's been over there. I don't want to just like, I might just call him tomorrow and be like, oh, yeah, I was thinking about something. What do you think? I might just do that because he was over here early in the morning. I could have talked to him then, but I was too tired, and my dog was on the bed and stuff, uh, freaking out because lawnmower and weed whacker and stuff like that. But she's weird. But anyway, if there's any other things that I missed or haven't thought of, like for a new setup, because I really want to get a new computer desk. This computer desk is crappy. I don't like the layout of it. And I need new speakers too. Like the speakers I have, I don't even think all of them work. I think this one back one works, and that one works, and maybe the woofer down here works, but the other two I don't think work. And that's another reason why I want to move upstairs too. Is because you guys won't have to deal with my brother walking by if he's gonna go to the bathroom. You guys see what I'm saying? It's not very professional. It's not a good setup. That's why I didn't pause the video this time, so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. I don't mind sharing the room, but like I need I need proper space and proper area to like be able to make an effort to have a semi-professional YouTube channel. You guys get what I'm trying to say, but that's what that's part of the reason I don't do videos. It's because I'll walk by, it's distracting for me and you guys. I get it. Like that's why I don't do it that much. That's why I don't do content that much. That's honestly why. And yes, it's a stupid reason, but I want my videos to be as professional as they can, and that's not a good look. And I don't like that look for my channel. I want to get better. So that's why I'm gonna end this video. This is the perfect way to end this video. Is this way. So let me know what you guys think. And let me just reiterate one more point real quick. With my wife and like her losing her job, quitting her job, whatever. We're not in, like dire financial straits or nothing, but I'm just saying like it sucked for like the past few weeks because we haven't really gone out to the flea market and like bought anything new. Luckily, there hasn't been anything, but like it just sucks we can't go to too many games this year because of that. Most likely. So that's all I want to say. It's not a huge deal, but trust me, I'll let you guys know if something gets worse, and we're like we're like in dire straits. Trust me, I'll let you guys know. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not gonna bother editing this video with the Patreon scroll for this video because it was like an hour long, and it's too damn long, and I don't feel like editing it. So, uh, yeah, but this the other thing too. I'm gonna trust me, guys. I'm gonna get better by not rambling so much either. But people seem to like when I do longer videos like this too. So, let me know in the comments below if you guys have any suggestions for a living room setup. Like I said, it's not this. I'm not talking about this current setup. I'm talking about a whole different area setup. And like I said, I'll probably do like some live stream soon of us like walking through the living room area and like showing you like how much room there is and see what you guys would recommend moving around and stuff like that. But anyway, with that, I want to say thank you guys for all the support over the years, and thank you guys for supporting me on Patreon. If you do, it means a lot to me. Thank you guys so much. Love you guys. Peace out, and sorry for the long video.